Becky here. Welcome back to my channel. I am on a spring cleaning, getting my house under control, decluttering kind of kick right now. And I say spring cleaning, but we are a few days away from the technical official start of summer here on the west side of the world. I live in northern Alberta, Canada, and summer is right around the corner. But I started doing this a little while ago, and I am trying to share these videos as a way of showing real life with dirty counters and lots of dirty dishes and laundry and just the never-ending pile of stuff. I am not a minimalist. I'm not striving to become a minimalist by any means, but definitely being more intentional with decluttering and letting go of all the junk in my life that I do not need anymore. For those of you who do not know, I am married and have 4 children and 1 on the way due in October. So this is a great time to declutter and get our house even more under control and look at what we can get out of the house. The less stuff, the less stress mentally thinking about all the stuff that we have to take care of and deal with on a day-to-day basis. Also, the less stuff we have in our house, the easier it is to keep clean, and we can just enjoy our days more and not be cleaning all the time. I find that I have to clean before I clean sort of thing. If I want to cook a meal, I feel like I have to clean the entire kitchen first before I can even just chop food on the cutting board kind of thing. So I am definitely working hard to get my house under control, and I am not very good at doing that. I am not good at organizing, decluttering, and keeping on top of things. So I just wanted to share these videos as encouragement for those who are feeling like me, who are feeling overwhelmed and are drowning in clutter, drowning in mess, and just struggling to get their houses under control. So I have already done a video about general cleaning of the house this year, my 2025 spring cleanup, and doing laundry and dishes and just sweeping the floor, cleaning the kitchen table, things like that. So check out that video if you want some encouragement, some tips, some tricks, and some truths about clutter and what it does to our mental health. Check out that video. And then I have another video talking about toddlers and toys and the stress of toys and trying to find toys that will encourage imagination and encourage play and independent play, not needing to be on top of mom and needing mom to play with you all of the time, and just getting off of technology. So I have a video about toys that I would love for you to check out as well. And this video is just about cleaning a specific area, making my reading corner downstairs cozy and clean and organized and not so stressful, and a place I want to be in my house, as well as the bookshelves down here, and my crafting stuff is all down here as well. So this is just a cleaning a very specific area of our house kind of video. So I encourage you to pick a spot in your house. Great if it is another area like my area where it's like a cozy reading corner nook kind of thing. If it's got bookshelves, if it's a crafting space, and you're just trying to organize your crafting supplies and stuff like that, that's great. But it can be any area of your house, of course, your kitchen, your bedroom, whatever. In my general house cleaning video, I talk about how overwhelming cleaning can be, and just picking one spot, one space, one tiny thing at a time to go through can help you clean up your house, but also can be very motivating because you are seeing small but detectable changes. Like I always mention, clean out your junk drawer. It's the place that collects everything, of course, right? Go through your medicine cabinet and look at what is expired, or if you are about to run out of something, then you can write that down and give yourself a reminder, I need to order this medication. Throw things that are expired and put it on the list if you need to buy more. Like for us, it could be baby Tylenol or Advil or baby medication that isn't used a lot, so it might expire before we get to finish it, but it's always good to have it on hand kind of thing. Band-Aids for us, anybody with kids especially, are probably going through Band-Aids at a ridiculous rate. I don't know what it is about Band-Aids, but throw out the empty boxes of Band-Aids, and my kids like to pull off the little tabs that cover the Band-Aid and leave those lying around. Those can be tossed back in very easily into wherever you pull out your Band-Aids from. So, clean out all the garbage, clean out the junk, and make a list of what you need to replace. Another great place to start is your spice cupboard, your spice rack, whatever. What spices do you need more of? What are you always using? What do you have in there that you're like, why do I have this spice in here? What's expired? Whatever, get rid of it. And again, it's always great to make lists so you know what you need more of. Just pick an area, let me know in the comments down below what you are working on, and join me as I clean my basement, or this small section of my basement anyways. As you can see in this video, there are many outfit changes, and this was not a one-day project for me. I would come down here and film anywhere from like 6 minutes to 20 minutes, and even that 6 minutes might feel like nothing, but it was still getting something done. And it's 6 minutes less that I had to clean the next time I came down. So don't feel pressure to get an area all clean and done in the next hour or 24 hours or this weekend or this week or whatever it may be. Do what you can in the time that you have. You may be struggling with some mental health things, depression, anxiety, feeling overwhelmed. Being overwhelmed is my biggest struggle when it comes to cleaning, and I'm at a bit of a standstill down here in the basement with my cleaning right now and asking for my husband's help when he gets a chance. He works 11 days on, 3 off, and like I said, we have 4 kids, so it's very busy and crazy and hectic, but even just having a friend come over would be a good idea for me, and just having somebody like hold up something and say, where does this go? Do you need this? Is this garbage or whatever? And just being able to move it to the garbage, or having somebody where I can pick up stuff and say like, can you take this stuff to the garbage? Can you take this stuff to that donation bag or whatever? Because if I'm constantly moving around, I will get distracted and be off on something totally different. Late last year, I believe, the doctor did say that I have ADHD, but right now it is not being medicated. I go back and forth on whether or not I believe that I have ADHD, but I am very easily distracted and overwhelmed, amazingly overwhelmed by the stuff in my house and the clutter, and it's very easy for me to see the pile of dishes by the sink and all of the stuff on the counter. Like I said, I feel like I have to clean my entire kitchen every single time I want to make a meal, and I just get overwhelmed and I like shut down and I do nothing. And logically, I know, and I can tell myself, Becky, it's gonna take you 10 minutes to hand wash the dishes, like give them a wipe down, rinse them, and put them in the dishwasher. Even doing that extra bit of work of kind of rinsing them off first and putting them in the dishwasher could take up to 10 minutes. That's it. That is not a lot of time. But I just see the pile there and I get so overwhelmed and so stressed out. And even something as simple as somebody like clearing out one side of the sink so that I have a clear space to do that work will help my brain so much. Or just getting the stuff off the counters and wiping it down. So I just feel like there is something being done. So I'm at the point in my basement right now where I'm kind of like, where do I put these odds and ends? Things I'm not sure where to put them. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And just need that extra person who is not inside my brain, who is not overwhelmed, who has a outside perspective kind of thing to come and be like, okay, where are we putting this? Where does this go? How can I help you with this? So that is where I am at. Up a couple of websites here and just wanted to pull out some facts about clutter and what it does to our mental and physical well-being, as well as questions you can ask yourself to help you determine if you have clutter in your home and how to know when it is kind of getting out of control and what you can do to manage that. So the first website I have here is bestchoicecounseling.com. Is your messy house making you anxious? The truth about clutter and mental health. And I am just going to read off a couple of things from here, but I will put the link for this article in the description box below. So many of us brush off our messy spaces as a minor annoyance, but science paints a different picture. Cluttered environments reduce our productivity and disrupt our sleep patterns. They can even put a strain on our relationships. Studies prove that a clean, well laid out home predicts good health better than having walkable neighborhoods. And then it does go on to talk a little bit about the difference between mess and clutter. And then how to identify problematic clutter. Here are clear signs that clutter has become a problem. Things stored in odd places, which suggests not enough storage space. Daily tasks become harder because of disorganization. I feel that for sure. You avoid having people over because you're embarrassed about your space. And storage areas are so full they don't work properly anymore. I feel like I am constantly buying things to store my stuff. Better to get rid of the stuff and just use the spaces that we have to the best of their capacity and not constantly buying more things to store more junk. But definitely finding a organizational system that does work for you and the things that you do want to keep. Like in this video, I am organizing my crafting stuff. Well, I'm not just going to get rid of all of it because I don't have proper storage. I have to find a storage solution that works for me without going overboard and just buying bucket after bucket after bucket to store all the stuff that I don't actually need. Research shows clutter means more than just physical items. It's about having too many possessions that create chaos in living spaces. Just hiding things in containers without organizing them properly doesn't fix the real problem. And that's definitely how I feel. I feel like I'm living in chaos. How clutter affects brain function. You have poor focus and concentration, weaker working memory, and less productivity and harder decision making. I think we have all heard about decision fatigue, and it is exacerbated even more by things like clutter. Physical symptoms of clutter stress: higher risk of type 2 diabetes, greater chance of heart disease, and high cortisol levels throughout the day. The most worrying finding shows that people who live in very cluttered homes are 77% more likely to have weight problems. Many studies link messy spaces to poor food choices. People in disorganized kitchens ate twice as many cookies as those in clean ones, and I can totally see that. And like I was saying earlier, sometimes your house or your kitchen, your cooking area is so messy, you have to do so much cleaning just in order to cook a healthy meal. And it's easier to just go for something that's prepackaged, even if it's not a sweet like a cookie or something that we view as healthier like a granola bar or something. It can still just be prepackaged food that we are consuming that is a lot unhealthier for us than fresh, homemade, from scratch foods. And then how to know when hoarding becomes a concern. Living spaces that can't be used properly, feeling very upset when trying to throw things away, and always finding it hard to decide what to do with belongings. So if that is the case for you, please try and seek some sort of professional help. And then they have simple daily habits that prevent buildup. So once you deal with the big issue of clutter, here are some things you can do. It says take 10 minutes each evening to clean countertops and put items back where they belong. The quickest way to declutter is to make it automatic, like brushing your teeth. Deal with mail right when it arrives. Clean kitchen surfaces after every meal. Put things back in their spots after use. And quick reset of living spaces before bed. Setting a timer makes decluttering tasks less overwhelming. People often find that these projects take nowhere near as long as they thought. One person's dreaded ironing board took just 40 seconds to put away. So I was mentioning that about how the dishes can pile up and feel so very overwhelming, and then you realize it takes 10 minutes to clean up just the dishes, not fully scrubbing down your entire kitchen, but just dealing with this one specific area. It never takes as long as we think it will take. This article also has a room-by-room organization guide, so I would highly recommend checking out this article by bestchoicecounseling.com. And then I went to verywellmind.com, how clutter and mental health are connected. And then they have a simple definition of what is clutter. The word clutter refers to items that are strewn about in a disorganized fashion. In general, clutter is a collection of items that people accumulate in their homes and don't necessarily use, but hold on to anyway. So here is how you can identify your clutter. Do you own anything that you never use or no longer need, like clothes that don't fit anymore or old electronic devices? Do you have a junk drawer of things you think you'll need but don't ever use? So I talk about the junk drawer all the time. That seems to be like my favorite place, my go-to place to like clean and organize. And for us, our junk drawer is filled with things like a couple of quick little tools that we might need to use for quick fixes around the house, like a multi-bit screwdriver, maybe a small hammer, and then things like tape, extra pencils, pens, and things like batteries, and then band-aids like I talked about earlier. Kids go through band-aids like crazy, and it is a drawer that's easily accessible for the kids. They don't have to like climb up onto the counter to reach something higher or whatever. They don't need to be put away the way medication would need to be put away. So the band-aids are in the junk drawer. But it is definitely something where it is very easy to just throw everything in. We have some organizers in the junk drawer now, and we have a spot for, which never stays organized because the kids are always in and out of it, but I do have a spot for things like we have a ton of board games, and a piece always gets left out. There's always a die somewhere. There's always like a card that gets left out or whatever. So those things will go in a certain part in the junk drawer, and then next time we go to move games around and stuff like that, we are able to put those away, because sometimes it's like a lot more work to pull out the one box to put away the one item than it is worth. So we have just a small spot for that. So look at what your junk drawer, and is it serving you and your needs, and how much can you clean out? So how to identify clutter? Do you buy new items to replace ones you've lost in your house? Maybe. Do you lack access to certain spaces in your home? I.e., you can't open the door to your basement or park in your garage? And are you afraid to have house guests over because of the messy state of your home? Part of that, for sure, for me, especially people that I don't know super well. And then there's just a list of impact of clutter on mental health, which just keeps getting repeated no matter what article I look at. Increased stress levels, difficulty focusing, procrastination, that's a huge one for me, and difficulty with relationships. It's not uncommon for spouses, partners, or even roommates to argue over whether one person's things are taking up too much space. There might be added strain in a relationship if your partner is an annoyance to the person you're living with. If your clutter is an annoyance to the person you're living with. Trouble controlling impulses, lower quality of life, and decreased well-being are all ways that clutter can impact your mental health. And then a quick rundown of why do people have clutter? They feel overwhelmed. This is me for sure. It feels like a huge job to get rid of things, and it can be physically and mentally exhausting. In the short term, it feels easier to keep things the same. And I have talked about this lots, about it feeling very overwhelming, and I just want to reiterate and encourage you that you don't have to do everything. You do not have to declutter your entire house and become a minimalist in 72 hours. Just take it one day at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 year at a time. It can take years for you to get to a place where you feel like your house and your stuff is at a good place and you have it under control. Again, you deal with the junk drawer that day when you have a few minutes. Maybe you're cooking supper and you're going through your pots and your pans and everything like that, and you can set aside the ones that you're like, I never use this tiny little pot or this huge pan or whatever. It's okay to break up sets. We usually buy like a pan and pot set or whatever, but we only need like 3 out of the 10 pieces. It's okay to break those up and get rid of the ones that you don't need. There are people out there who would love to have those things. You can sell them online or donate them and people can get them that way. Or you're cooking supper and that's the time to go to your junk drawer and just rifle through it really quick. Or like I was saying earlier, your spice rack or your medicine cabinet, do it while you're doing something else. And it can feel a lot less overwhelming. Every time you do a load of laundry, go through your clothes and see if there's anything to get rid of, whether it's just garbage or if it's perfectly fine clothes, they just don't fit you or you don't like them or whatever the case might be. Put it in a donation bin right there, right then. Don't keep folding it and putting it back in the closet. It feels overwhelming in the short term and easier just to keep things the way they are. But in the end, you are going to thank yourself for doing just a little bit every single day. And if you are starting to feel emotionally, mentally, physically exhausted from doing it, it's okay. Put it away and come back to it at a later time. Like I was saying with this video, I would come down here and film for like 6 minutes and get 6 minutes of cleaning done. And it feels like, what's the point of doing only 6 minutes? But really, that was 6 minutes less cleaning I had to do the next time I came down. So every little bit helps. And every season of our life, things change, and that's why it can take years to get rid of some things. If your family has changed, you've had more kids, or you've had kids that have gotten older, maybe have even moved out of the house, or are older, like my daughters are older and they can tell me I don't want these clothes anymore, and they are themselves decluttering their own stuff and I'm not having to do it anymore or as often. Your life is always changing, and that's why it can take years to really go through all of your stuff. So don't stress out and feel like you have to do it all at once. So why do people have clutter? They feel overwhelmed. Objects remind them of important things. Objects have sentimental value. Sentimentality is a huge thing. So the important things are, they're saying it's like people keeping clothes that don't fit anymore because they hope to lose weight. Dress for your body that you have now. That's all I can say. And save up your money for when you lose the weight and want to go on a little shopping spree and buy new clothes. I really like Cass from Clutterbug, and she talks about stop wearing clothes or having clothes in your closet that are bullies and make you feel bad about yourself and your body. Dress for the body you have now. Don't hold on to clothes, or don't hold on to a full wardrobe worth of clothes just because you hope to lose the weight. Dress for your body now. Objects have sentimental value from your childhood. They associate with fond memories from someone who's passed away, things like that, of course. They're afraid to let things go. They feel guilty about throwing things away, especially like if it was a gift or something from somebody, and they find comfort in their possessions. People's possessions, even if they don't use them, often bring a sense of safety and security that can be painful to let go of. This article from Very Well Mind also talks about what is hoarding and how to remove clutter from your life, dedicate the time. No doubt decluttering your entire home is a daunting task, but what if you tried breaking up your time into manageable blocks? Maybe you dedicate 1 hour of every weekday evening to decluttering a single section in your home. It's okay to go slowly. And they also say most of the stuff you've accumulated, you didn't get in one day, and you're not going to get rid of it all in one day. Reduce items. Making piles, a pile that you keep, one for donation or giving away, and the third that you throw away things. So your garbage pile. Organize, of course, getting the clutter under control. It's not all garbage. We hold on to it for a reason, and having it organized will really help for sure. Maintain a clutter-free space, so doing that like 10 minutes every evening of tidying up and everything. And even just learning more about decluttering, it says. There are TV shows, books, podcasts, articles, all of that good stuff. And just learning about it, for me, is motivating. Of course, be kind to yourself. Always, always be kind to yourself. And if you need it, seek professional help. So I hope these tips and tricks will help you out in your decluttering journey and helping you decide what is clutter, what you can get rid of, and what needs to be better organized. So I just wanted to come on here and thank you for watching. Wrap this up really quickly, as I've been spending some time downstairs and organizing my cozy reading, crafting, quiet corner. I'm working on doing some embroidery on jeans that I bought that have these huge holes in them, and I know that's like really popular. That's the style, everything like that. Every time I go to put my feet in, they go through the holes at the knees. So I've just been having fun doing some cross stitch. Those are foxes, I don't know if you can tell. And then this one, I didn't like what I put there, so I took it out, and now I'm working on, there's like an open book down here, and then I'm going to be doing some flowers to go over the size of the hole, because like, as you can see, it's like the size of my hand. And this is just tulle that I bought from Walmart to give me something that I could cross stitch, embroider onto. So that's what I've been working on down here. And I have some beaded earring stuff that I'm doing, and it just feels so nice now to have this little corner a little bit more. There's my lights. You can't see them. Just a little bit more organized. I'm a little bit kind of pinkish purple because behind me I have my grow lights for the plants that I have down here, since I don't have any natural windows in my specific cozy corner area. But yeah, thank you for joining me. Comment down below and let me know what area of your house you have decided to work on. Have you just gone and cleaned all over the place, or have you focused in on one specific area like my basement, my cozy corner here? Let me know, and let me know if you like videos like this, clean with me videos, if you like chatting, if you just want something in the background with some instrumental music playing. Let me know what kind of videos you like to see, and I will see you again with more videos soon. Thank you for watching. Bye!